watchers, and welcome to Disney Dollhouse issue 29. As always, let's have a quick flip through. In this issue we have got some more of the basement panelling, the basement floor to make. And I think that will be it for this particular plane. So of course we've then got our instructions of how to do that. I know a lot of people have been struggling with the basement panels, saying it's quite complicated and things. And the trick is just to really read the instructions and make sure that on the big the floor panels as they call them, make sure that the letters that are engraved on them are facing downwards. So they should be on the part where there's none of the wood bits raised on it. So it should be entirely flat, so it sits on your surface flat as well. That's the trick, to keep those letters on that side, because you'll need to see those letters for when you're putting other bits together. So that was the purpose of them, not necessarily for this. But yeah, so just really read your instructions when you're doing the basement floor. And then the movie that we've got is Brave, which is actually one of my favourite ones. I need to actually re-watch it. It's been such a long time since I've seen it. I've got a lot of pigeons around here at the moment making the noises. And then the other timeless classic they've put in is The Emperor's New Groove, which I don't think I've actually ever seen. So it's another one on my to watch list. Oh, and then we've got a third movie as well. Okay, we've got Monsters Inc. as well. Another one. It's not one of my favourites, but it's one that I do enjoy watching. It's nice. And then the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in next issue. So we get Winnie the Pooh's table, and our first gable window for Mickey's room. So I imagine it may be the one for there or the one at the back there. We shall see. So let's get on with the build. So in this issue we just get a flat panel and 3 of the beams. So as I said earlier, when you're working with the basement panels, always keep these engraved letters faced down. But you also have to remember where that letter is to line up the beams, if that makes sense. I know it's a little bit of a what? It's not straightforward. So we know our C's there. So when you flip it over, it's there on that beam. So then when you do line up the first beam, which is also labelled C, which is this one. So you get the C, which will then line up. Was it that one or that one? Is that one. So the C should line up there. C? Do you see? C? Yeah. So then you should have a gap there for something else to slot in later. So let's just pop some glue in there. As always, I'm just using the Evo Stick wood glue, which I find works quite nicely and dries very transparent, which is good, especially if we've made some mistakes. And just make sure it's popped into all of the holes. And that you really push it down as well. There can't be any gaps. And then, as I've always said in my videos, I just like to get in good practice of cleaning up the glue. Even though, yes, I know we're not going to see this, but I'd still rather it be done. And just get into the good habit of doing so. So then the next thing they want you to do is get the floor piece that we've been working on in previous issues, which is this massive thing, and basically stick it together. So this is when you do flip it back so that all the letters are showing. and it will slot together like so. So let's pop some glue on these bits. And then also along the edge here, just to make sure it really fits together and also it doesn't wiggle. So no gaps is the key here. And then just pop him into place. And then press him down to make sure he's in, and then I like to just sort of push the glue into any of the gaps while I'm also using my finger to clean it up, which I know is not the cleanest method to do, but it works all the same. And that's on there like so. And then they want us to flip it the entire way up. So looking something like this, and then they want you to take the D beam, which is this one, and they want you to flip it so it sticks in there basically. Yep, all the way along there, so it fills up all these gaps and provides extra support for those joints. And then, just as with the other one, make sure that there's no gaps and that it's really squidged down. You want to see that glue oozing out. And then quick clean up. I mean, when I've got this all together, I will actually put a weight on the top just to make sure that it does stay down, because obviously some of the parts may be a little bit bowed, so they might just naturally want to spring up. And then the last beam is this H beam, which I'm guessing, always with these big fat beams, the letter again needs to be flipped upside down, always with these fat ones. And then it just, as you can see, fits together perfectly there. It's quite stiff in position as it is without any glue, but as always we put glue just to make sure. We want these things to last a very long time, hopefully. Let's put some nice squidgy glue on there. And that is literally it for this week's build. So what I do is flip it that way up and then pop the folder with all the magazines on top, because there's that many magazines now that it's actually quite heavy. So that's there. Now the thing we haven't talked about, let's just open that up because it's rather shiny, is this week's decorations, which are for Donald's room. Now this palm tree is amazing. I don't know what it is with Donald Duck's room decorations, but they've just like really gone to town on them, and they are really, really nicely done. So that's palm tree decoration, and then we've got this little bow which could serve as a throw or a cushion. By throw I mean one that's all folded up rather than just a piece of fabric, but it's really nicely done. The fabric and the decoration and the colours that they've chosen is really nice. And then of course we've got a surfboard for Donald Duck, and I love this so much. I know it's so simple, but the fact that it's even got a curve on it, as a surfboard should do, and it's not just flat. It's the little details that just go a long way with this. And then we've got Donald Duck written across the top as well, but it's actually raised slightly. So that's a real nice touch. But these are nice, lovely decorative pieces. So, but Donald's Duck room is all the way at the top. So it'll be a while before we start decorating that room. So, as always, just keep your pieces somewhere safe and out of the sun as well. But yeah, that's it for this week's issue. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments where you guys are at. And let me know which bits that you're loving. For me, it's still Beauty and the Beast's chair. Well, the Beast's chair. From when Belle's attending to him after the attack from the wolves. That's still my favourite piece of the whole thing so far. So let me know what your favourite piece is so far, or what maybe you're looking forward to. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.